everyone. You know, as we pretty much know, as of this past Sunday evening, Frozen, for the second month in a row, kind of like the second month, but for the second time in the past few months, Frozen has walked away a winner. Golden Globes has won the Best Animated Feature. I can't remember if it won Best Original Song, but I know it won Best Animated Feature. I know it dominated the Annie Awards, from what I understand. And then, of course, this past Sunday at the Academy Awards, it dominated two categories that Disney has been known to dominate throughout its history, and that is Best Original Song and, of course, Best Animated Picture. But still, with all that said, there are some people, including close friends of ours, if you will, that have their own opinions about Frozen. Now, there's no doubt that a lot of people that have their own different opinions on how they view Frozen and the certain innuendos, if you will, or the certain, well, I can't remember what my friend said last night, but they say certain innuendos, certain nuances, things like that you have to find. That, you know, despite how people might feel about it, they cannot deny that it's probably one of the best pictures Disney has done in a long time. In fact, a lot of people have basically stated that Frozen has brought Disney back. That now we're in a new golden age, a new renaissance age of Disney animation. Of course, it'll all depend on how successful Big Hero 6 is this fall. But with that in mind, my question is, why do people feel that they need to find these undertones? That's the word I was looking for. These undertones when it comes to a movie like Frozen. Now, I understand. Now, again, I completely agree with the fact that they have their own opinions. And if they feel there are certain undertones in a movie like Frozen that they feel shouldn't be there, then that's their opinion. They got a right to it. But if you don't look at all the undertones to a movie like Frozen, if you don't take a look at the symbolism, if you will, or the nuances or the hints, as people put it, to certain real-life situations or real-life scenarios, and you just sit back and enjoy it for the movie that it is, I don't see anything wrong. I can understand that ever since this movie came out in theaters a few months ago, and even before then, there were a lot of groups out there that were basically against it. Well, not just totally against it, but against the message that it sent in their minds. For example, there are some that felt, as crazy as it sounds, that Frozen encouraged incense. And not just any kind of incense, but lesbian incense. And I look at this, and I read about this, and I say to myself, where do you see that? How do you see that? Hello? And then I guess when you kind of take a look at the movie itself from their point of view, you take a look at the movie itself, and you kind of understand that maybe this is why they're looking at it. Because the main love story, if you will, is not between, Christopherson or Anna. No. It's the main love stories between the two sisters, Elise and Anna. That's who it's between. But is there any indication of lesbianism or incense? No. I don't see any. I mean, what? What? Just because Anna wants to go and help bring her sister back? Is that incense? Is that lesbianism? No. Well, because she sacrifices herself temporarily and allows herself to be completely frozen at the end. Spoilers, in case anybody, and that is spoilers in case nobody's seen the movie yet, which I seriously doubt anybody has not seen this movie. You have to be out of your mind. But anyway, what? Just because, you know, she saves her sister Elise from being killed or murdered, is that incense? Is that lesbianism? What? You know, you know, and the fact that in the end that kind of shows an act of true love. Hello? And what? Like, towards the end, where she's dancing with, where she's kind of skating with her and Christopherson, it's like seriously, folks? Seriously? I mean, again, don't get me wrong. A lot of people have their opinions on how they feel about Frozen. Don't get me wrong about that. Don't get me wrong whatsoever. But the thing I look at that's completely crazy, in my opinion, is that they would that even though people have an opinion and a right to view it the way they see it, that basically, the thing that gets me is, why would anybody think this? I mean, true, Disney has made some decisions over the past few years, if not the past few decades, that have been very questionable. You know, and especially from a religious standpoint, you don't like some of those decisions they make. You don't like some of the undertones and messages that they might be trying to send through some of their animated films or their animated shows, the live action films or the live action shows. I mean, heck, they have a live action show on their Disney Channel that is going to be introducing a lesbian character into the fray, if not already. So yeah, I mean, I can understand from a religious standpoint, being a Christian myself, that there are certain things Disney should not do or should not support, so I understand that. But when I take a look at a movie like Frozen, I don't see any of that kind of stuff. I mean, seriously, do we have a scene at the end where Elise and Anna kiss on the lips? No, we don't. We see them hugging. That's it, like sisters. Do we see her stroking her hair and whispering sweet nothings? No. No, we don't. The fact that you know, anybody would even find these the fact that anybody would look and find these kind of undertones in a movie like Frozen, and again, they have the right, and again, people like that have the right to view it the way they see it. But to even suggest that you have these kind of undertones, these suggestions, these messages in a movie like Frozen is ridiculous. When I sat down and I watched Frozen in the theaters back when it came, the weekend it was out, the weekend it came out. When I sat back and I watched that movie, I didn't see any of that. What I saw was a good film, a great original adaptation of an established Hans Christian Andersen story, original adaptation of it, or loosely original adaptation, I should say. Well, we'll just say loose adaptation. Let's put it that way. Loose adaptation of a very well-known Hans Christian Andersen story. I saw a good original loose adaptation of it. I didn't see any indication of, of Disney saying, we're gonna make this movie and we're gonna throw in these little messages of incense and lesbianism and blah, blah, blah. I didn't see that. I never saw that. What I saw was a great adaptation, a great original loose adaptation of a well-known Hans Christian Andersen story, The Snow Queen, in Frozen. I didn't see anything else. And even if there were messages and undertones, like I've said, and I told my friend this last night, if you don't view it in that manner, if you don't try to find all these all these knickknacks, if you will, all these nitpickings here and there, these little innuendos, undertones, and all these little nicks and picks and all that all over. If you don't take your time and view it in that manner, and just sit back and enjoy it for the film that it is, which is a great film, there is no doubt about it, then there's not much more to say. To me, it just boggles my mind, and I'm sure it boggles anybody else's mind here on YouTube or anywhere else, that people, even though they have the right to feel this way and view a movie in this manner, that they would even think that Disney would do this. Disney's not that crazy yet. Like I said, yeah, there are some things that they have supported, and that there are some things and groups and factions and stuff like that that they view, that they support, that from a religious standpoint, being a Christian myself, I don't agree with at times. But when it comes to the feature films, Disney's not that stupid. They're not. They're not that crazy yet. I'll tell you this, though. I will tell you this, and I'm sure this goes for anybody else watching this. The day Disney decides to come out and say, hey, we're going to bring out an animated feature film, and our two main lovers are going to be women, and they're going to mainly be lesbians. Those are going to be our two main lovers that are going to come together with each other. The day Disney does that is the day people like me stop watching Disney for a while. Is the day people like me, people like my family, people like those at my church start turning their backs to Disney or stop protesting Disney for the decision they made. And when that day comes, Disney, and should that day come, Disney is going to get more backlash than support. And that's a guaranteed promise. There's no doubt, and that's a guaranteed fact, if not promise. And pretty much everybody knows that. But you see, that's why I don't think Disney's going to get that crazy yet. That's why I don't think Disney has done that in a sense with Frozen, because I don't view it in that manner. Again, people can view it any way they want. If they want to view it and say, hey, if you watch closely and all that, you see all these undertones and messages of incense and lesbianism, that's fine. That's your decision. You want to view it that way? Fine. Go ahead. That's your decision. But if you don't view it, but if you take a second and just go and say, hey, you know what, I'm just going to go and watch Frozen, and I'm not going to watch it to find all these undertones and messages. I'm just going to go and watch it for the film that it is, for the great film that it is, then you would see there's not really a problem. So, again, I still don't understand the whole reasoning behind people wanting to view it that way. Again, like I said, I know it sounds like a broken record, but again, I understand people have the way of viewing certain movies and shows. I get that, and that's fine. That's fine. You want to view it in that sense, that's fine. But I look at Frozen as being a great family picture. I don't view it as anything else. I don't view it as a Disney film that's suggesting incense or lesbianism. I don't. I view it as or homosexuality or whatever. I don't view it basically as that. I don't view it, in that manner. I don't view it like that. I view it as a great Disney family film that has gone beyond all expectations, and from what I understand, may have broken the record set by The Lion King back in 1994. That's almost 20 years ago. So to me, again, I don't view something like Frozen in that manner. I don't view any Disney film unless Disney decides to finally come out, like I mentioned, and say they're going to do a film, probably an animated film or whatever, in that manner. Then I might come out and say something. Alright? Then I might come out and say something. But the point is, I don't view Frozen like that. I'm sure there's 500,000 people that have seen that movie that don't view Frozen in that manner. The only people that view it like that are those that feel, from their point of view, which they have a right to have, which they have a right to, only those that view it from that point of view, only they see it like that. Only those that pay attention to detail, and I apologize for that for the lawnmower outside as the gardener. He comes and mows the lawn every other Thursday. But I don't view Frozen in that manner. I don't. I view it, like I said, as a great Disney family film that's gone beyond meeting all expectations. So I don't view it as anything else. I don't. I view it for the great story that it's originally and loosely adapted from. I view it for the great music it has. I mean, if you've not heard Adie's Mandel's song from the movie of Let It Go, not Demi's, but Mandel's, I don't know what, I don't understand that. I mean, you're missing out on a great song if you've not heard it. Alright? The truth is, no matter how you view it, you cannot deny that it's a great film, that it's earned all its accolades. You cannot deny that. But still, I cannot understand why people, from their point of view, which they have a right to, why they view it for the undertones and messages that they believe, and they have a right to believe it. Because they might be right, they may be wrong. Because they may be right, they may be wrong. But why they would view it as having those kind of messages and undertones, I cannot understand that. So, that's all I'm going to say, folks, on it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Have you been around people that have viewed Frozen, a movie like Frozen, on having undertones of homosexuality or lesbianism and incest? Have you heard people mention that kind of stuff to you, that they're sending out that kind of a message with this movie? Or do you think they're just overreacting? To me, I think if they want to view it that way, that's their rights. That's their opinion. That's their right to. They have a right to their opinion. And if they want to view it that way, let them view it that way. But to me, I don't see it like that. So again, let me know what you guys think. Do you view it? Have you been around people that viewed it that way? And what do you think? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. And I'll talk to you all later. God bless. Take care.